Today we are talking about blockchain infrastructure and regulations and Web3 crypto investment trends. As I know, so your company is not venture-based or venture-backed. So was it difficult to bootstrap it up to this size today?
It's a very, very good question because from the beginning, from day one, we were focused on efficiency. So we were following the lean approach. So that's how we became self-efficient, profitable pretty much soon after launch. But of course, during our progress, during launching different subsidiaries, opening new markets, this question becoming more and more important. So I think at some point we will need to get some support from strategical partners. And actually, I think infrastructure is a very good word to support discussion about potential partnerships. So, because we'd like to speak about collaboration where we can supply part of our infrastructure to someone like traditional bank, and on other side, we'd like to get some additional support from traditional banking side, because again, I think the key to success is to properly combine both, like modern technology, and here's our strength, with the legacy, history, and the power of traditional finance. So again, long story short, so we're still independent, but we are thinking about some potential partnerships.
Okay, and what about your current infrastructure solutions? So that was your USP, then you started building your company, or you were mostly focusing on the, I would say, marketing side, I mean distribution side. What was the main achievement?
It's a very, very good question. So we are a tech company. So we have built our own technology, but actually if we look deep into this technology, we can see that it's some kind of a puzzle. So you have to collect different pieces of the puzzle in order to make everything like operational and efficient. So when we speak about this modern fintech world, so there are 5 essential elements, right? So regulatory compliance, KYC, ML compliance. This is about maybe boring, but very important part, right? So on other side, it's all about blockchain infrastructure. So the system of your custody, hot wallets, cold wallets, warm wallets, management of and support of different kind of networks, different coins, balancing of different networks. Next part is liquidity. So you have to make sure that you're connected to liquidity providers on both actually sides, on crypto side and fiat side. So, and cybersecurity. So we have built our own core, but of course we're actively working with our service providers. For example, when it comes to, let's say, KYC, ML compliance, of course we did not build our own solution. We're working with one of the best industry companies who are providing this kind of solutions. So, but the interesting part is that we have collected this puzzle, being fully focused on the retail market. So from day one, we were serving retail customers. But starting from last year, noticing some demand coming from traditional financial institutions and non-crypto, let's say neobanks. Okay. We started our product offering to corporate customers. So we just combined everything we have on our side for retail and built some kind of a plug-and-play solution for them.
Okay, like a white label solution.
So yeah.
What about your investment focus, in fact? So in terms of what being said right now, as you invest into the early stage companies, so you're looking mostly on the technologies or to the possibility of the scaling of distribution solutions. So what is your priority right now in the Web3? You're looking for some hidden gem in terms of technology, or you would prefer to find, I would say, the hype solution that could extend the existing technology?
Great question. So I think it's important to step back and highlight that actually we're tech-driven investors. So basically, we always focus on the founders that have a very technical background. And when it comes to the DLT space, we only focus mostly on developer tools or infrastructure. So how to say it? Let's say it like picks and shovels, right? Everything that will help to will support the adoption of the technology on a larger scale. Because to make it venture, you have to make sure that there is a large number of the ecosystem players are using it, and it's reliable, it's secure, and it's robust. So, and we have a couple of portfolio companies, such as probably it's called Tatum. It's a developer tools like JavaScript, like SDK, right, for developers. So making all developers Web3 developers, like in any company. So this is like one of our great success companies, and there is more than 40 million like after like going through our program, and basically this is kind of the companies we would love to we look at. Also, like banking as a service is called Striga, is another our portfolio company, and yes, that's what we continue looking at. And even though there is like Bitcoin, like there are booms,
yeah.
we still focus on the core.
Could you tell me a little bit about your company and what is the main focus of your activity?
Yeah, with pleasure. So I have actually two roles. So my main role, I'm CEO and co-founder of YouHodler, which is a Web3 company, Web3 fintech company, which is bridging traditional finance and crypto. So we're based in Lausanne, and we have representatives in different European countries. And my second role, I'm a board member of Crypto Valley Association, and thanks to Crypto Valley Association, we're here, right? We are speaking during the first of its kind Web3 banking symposium.
Thank you very much for inviting us, first of all.
It's a pleasure.
And you, Matviy, can you tell us about your company, where you're working at?
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, I work with the Berkeley SkyDeck Fund. It's a global fund, an accelerator, very well known for its focus on a global startups, early stage startups that would love to scale in the US or even in Europe, because we have different programs. We're located at UC Berkeley, but also right now we have an office, like some of our activities are running in Europe, and we are focusing on deep tech, SaaS enterprise, and life science. And so DLT is a part of our portfolio.
Sounds tasty.
Thank you. I would ask a question from the potential or your prospects that send in the cold emails on your mailboxes. So if you were looking for another portfolio company, what would you choose? I mean, some heavy burn company that might skyrocket in a couple of years, or like Ilya's company, which was bootstrapped and focused on efficiency and robust and
So very interesting question.
Yeah. So what is the trend right now? So are you ready to take the risks in this booming market, or you are staying resilient and you want to keep efficiency first?
I think I think most of the investors, given the current economic conditions, are looking for like efficient, profitable companies, right? And everyone is, if the founder managed to build a company from scratch that is profitable, I think it means a lot already. So it's really hard, actually. And it's really hard. And so when we see that, it's a proof of that the founder can deliver. And especially Ilya's company is it's already a pretty big company. If I'm not mistaken, you have like around 100 people already in your company. So unfortunately, it's out hours of scope, but like the companies that, like the founders, the funds that invest in our companies, like, for example, Octopus Ventures, they invested in Tatum. And like probably there are other type of investors that would take it, but I think it's an amazing factor to have a profitable company.
It's a very, very good point, because if you would ask the same question, let's say 2 years ago, most likely someone from VC side would say something like, look at Revolut, look at Uber, show us like a growth rate of number of customers. We don't care about your P&L.
CAGR, please.
Yeah, so just show us your growth, right?
Yeah.
It's totally changed during the last year.
Yeah, I completely feel that it's not only on the crypto market, but
it's everywhere.
In all VC friends.
And this is good, because we're speaking about some kind of health of the business, right?
Nature, that we can prosper and go forward with this. And what about your growth rate? I mean, do you believe that as it is, you can keep growing on the B2B solutions, or you are only focused on B2C? So what is your
My strategy is to keep building retail products because that helps on both sides. So we are building products and testing products on a big market of just regular people, common people like you and I, right? Yeah. And it helps us to polish and deliver products on the B2B side. We can always focus, for example, on different geos. So we're not going to, let's say, Central Asia, right? So, but we can build some technology and tested solution for Central Asian markets, just to give an example. Also, regulation is very important. We cannot be regulated everywhere, right? Yeah. So, like as of now, we have our headquarters here in Switzerland. So we have our subsidiaries regulated as crypto assets or virtual asset service providers in different European countries. But again, we cannot be regulated everywhere. So there, at our target markets, we develop and sell our retail products. Out of this list, we're targeting B2B customers where we can really help them to start. Yeah, so it's some kind of combined hybrid approach.
Talking about the risk and this approach in terms of regulations, do you feel that this is a big blocking point for you, for example, to go global, or you don't want to go global? What is the strategy?
It's not a blocking point. It's like a cost. So the cost of compliance is very high, obviously, right? Yeah. And we're speaking about all kind of compliance. So you asked me in the beginning about potential partnerships, potential investments. So basically, the key point why do we need some partners is just to support our expansion, right? So in order to add one more market, we need to fund additionally, to invest more, or we need to find a partner. So, and as I said, maybe not maybe, I'm sure that the good way of expanding would be in some kind of a collaboration. So. We can provide the ready-to-use products, plug-and-play solutions, and someone maybe already have all paperwork,
so, due diligence, PEP, etc.
Exactly. So just again, lean and smart approach to the growth, right? Instead of like wasting investors' money, betting on success.
You're starting to talking about investors' money, so I think you have in mind this this potential.
No, we just touched this point about Revolut, Uber, and all this kind of style. So
the neobanking is a very hard thing. And you about your vision about your target countries. I would say in terms of Web3 solutions. So you also would like to stay in clearly regulated markets like Europe or Switzerland, which is the regulation started to be in place, or you are open to go to other countries like APEC region, Middle East, where I think it's still to be regulated.
Mm-hmm. So we. As mentioned, we have a global focus, right? So we can collaborate with any startup coming from any country. However, our focus, as I mentioned already, is mostly like on infrastructure and like variable tools. Like so, basically, these solutions they're like especially infrastructure. It will be built when there's some regulation, I would say, in the country, right? Because most of the infrastructure, like in B2B space that we're all focusing on, are made for institutional investors or like for banking. And basically that means there is already some regulation in place that help these startups to understand that there is a market out there and they build for this market. And so for us, it's like in, how to say, it's easier to understand actually why they're building it, like, right? Is it the regulation or that helping them to assure that whatever they build will be actually be usable by potential clients or not, and that's how we understand it. So I would say for us, regulation is more as a guidelines and assurance that this country is moving towards there, and the market is going to be there for these B2B solutions.
Okay, thank you. To sum up, so we have a traditional question that we ask for every guest coming. It's a really simple question. Just could you give your opinion on KYC in crypto? I mean, it wasn't in place recent years, and now we're talking that it will be applicable for every transaction. So what do you think? Is it good or bad for industry?
I think there is no other ways just to be compliant with KYC ML requirements. And actually, I believe that for just normal person, it's not a problem. So, right? For bad actors, it's a problem, and it's how it should be. For normal problem, if we're speaking about really easy to use tools, something like submit your documents, scan NFC, submit your liveness check, that's it. So that's fine. So my simple answer, it's here to stay. I think 100% of operations should be compliant with these requirements. And again, for absolute majority of the population, it shouldn't be a problem, especially with supporting technologies such as NFCs and old mobile devices and all this kind of stuff.
Okay, thank you. And what about you? What's your point?
I think it's like, yes, I totally agree with Ilya. And imagine it's all this like KYC, right? It's going to be like born back by technology. Imagine how many great companies can be created.
I completely agree with you. So thank you for sharing your opinion, and thank you for coming, and thank you for inviting us first of all. Yeah.
Thank you for having me here as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matviy.
Yes, bless you.
It was Albus Talks. Thank you for watching. See you next time.